Hello everyone, today I'm going to do a full production breakdown of my track Blackhole. I'm going to go through the mixing, the mastering, the plugins I use, the synths, and the MIDI and the notes and everything, and try and show you under the hood of how this track came to exist. Let's just first hear this first drop here so you can get an idea of what we're working with. Oops, let's go from here. You get the idea. Pretty cool. So I guess what we'll do is we'll go through like I did with my last one, bit part by part, and build it up from scratch so you can see all the individual elements that went into it. Begin over here with, there's two kicks. So I've got the synth kick, which I use pretty much all the time. Big sweep, the heavy kick preset, and it's tuned to the key, which is E flat. Then layered on top, I've got this sample, really poppy, like you can see the actual sample here. You can see the clip. And that I've EQ'd just a little bit so that it's not trying to compete on the very low end. So this is what they sound like combined, the two of them. So then from there we have a snare being added, which is the you hear that little extra bit here. That's because I've got the release of the drum synth automated. Again, it's drum synth. This is like their 909 classic sound snare. I think I just recorded this in. Yeah, you can really hear it on that third one. That's just kind of a cool little extra effect. And then layered on top of that, I've got that same snare. I've layered a tambourine and two more snares. So there's that. And there's this other snare, which is for the punch. Big low end punch. That is a Vengeance snare, I think. And then huge boost in this area. Like it's because it's trying to, there's no kick behind it, so it's trying to give it that low end presence that so it can sit with the kick, because it's a break beat rather than a house beat. So it just needs a lot more low end punch in order to like not fall flat against the kick. And then the final thing here later is this rim. It's kind of like a clappy rim, but all of them together, and then with the main snare. And this is what the MIDI looks like. Get the idea? And so I've got this loop, which I've thrown into, what you can do is you can throw into sampler, you can chop up a loop and throw it in, and it will chop it up into what are those things called? If I do it on here, convert to new sampler track, transient markers. Ugh, come on. I'm slow this morning, sorry. Yeah, you can basically take a loop, chop it up by the transient markers, and it will turn each transient marker into a MIDI note like this. So then you can that will throw into a sampler, and you can shorten the decay. So I'll just show this so you can hear the difference. If I bring the decay down, and if I bring it all the way up, so I've got it just before. That then is combined with this. So you'll see I've got that like different different velocities, and then I've also got the decay of the synth shaker, which is again Logic stock drum synth. I've got the release coming up at the end of the phrases. And that again, I just recorded that automation in. Then some battery perc. From Sweet Swarm Percussion Kit, I think. It's cool. And then I think I've got the same rhythm. Nope, different rhythm. Just a rim panned out from same percussion kit. I've just got the same, yeah, just for more for a fuller beat, I've got the battery hats layered in, and then a different rhythm on the rides. Oh yeah, so I haven't showed these yet, but I've got these recorded hand drums here. These two. Actually, I've got the hand drums. This is a recurring theme. I think it's that bottom one. And That's recorded twice on the left and right, so you can hear the difference when it comes in. Pretty cool. Okay. Just look at the mixing here. See if there's anything spectacular or interesting about the way I've done these. Not really. Just a bit of panning on those drums, a bit of EQing on some of the different drum elements, but nothing crazy with the sound design. This whole group here, I've got a bunch of different sends. So this send is to just a drum reverb, like a room reverb, and then this one also to a different reverb. And this one also to round. So I think that's the build-up snare though. That's got like a lot of extra reverb on it. But other than that, nothing crazy. And they're all coming down to this drum bus here. They're all summed to this drum bus, which has got compression on it. And then it's got this Oxford inflator on it. So the curve when it's up north, when you're pushing it north, it's more it's more fatness and loudness. So I tend to slide it up on drums because I want them to be louder and fatter. So there's those two things on the overall drum bus. And same on the percussion. I've done a little bit of mixing, just a bit of satin here to bring out the sizzle, 14% drive, and around a dB of presence. You can hear the difference. That's without, and that's with, without, with. Just brighter. So that's all the perk and drums. Next up we got this ARP. I think it's just one of the ones I make. I usually make them from scratch. I made this one from scratch, I believe. Very simple, just like the modulation envelope is attached to the cutoff. There's a bit of saw wave, bit of detune, bit of built-in reverb on the plugin because it creates a bit of space. In this case, I quite like to have reverb on these channels, but usually I'll have them on a bus. Nothing crazy with the sound, but Silent is so good for that Moog sound. There's a lot of 1/8 delay send on it. And then I think there's a good amount of automation. Nothing crazy beyond that though, just the filter. And so you'll hear it over here opening up a bit. Yeah, pretty subtle, but towards the end it really kind of opens up. What's next? Oh, bass. Pretty fire. It's just Monarch bass. I think it's the same Boss preset. Yeah, love that. It's just a nice thick bass that when you open it up you get these nice qualities. And you can see here I will have done that with the, I guess it's easiest to hear towards the end of these. You'll see the filter opening up here, and you can hear that. It's subtle, but that's the name of the game with this kind of music. Just opens up just enough to build that energy, and then I basically got the high end cut, a bit of the mud scooped out, and then I have layered it with just ES2 sub, which is a built-in Logic. So that's just, I think there's a preset called Sine Bass. That is all the bass. So that then goes to this group bus here, which has, I think, some sidechain on it. That's about it, really. Yeah, sidechain activated by the kick. I'll leave the vocals till the end just because it's kind of cool to drop them in at the last minute. So I'll skip the vocals for now, I'll minimize those, and I'll minimize the harmonies. And then we'll go to the synth section. So right now this is everything we've heard to this point, is all of this. Pretty cool. So let's get into these sections now. So what I've done is I've actually split the melodics of the synths into two different synths, so I can pan them in different places and have the notes land in different places. So I've got this one. You can hear the compressions really clicking. This is just a similar type of sound, but with a little more attack on the cutoff, a little less detuned, a lot more drive, and perhaps a touch more reverb. And I've actually, you can see the notes are just held down. This is an arpeggiator. The rhythm is just, it's like a block note, you see, and so the arpeggiator is over 1 over D. So that's doing the rhythm. I think you can see the automation below. If I open this up, yeah, there's a few different things going on. Just some send at the end of the send to the delay, just at the end of the phrase to create some wash over into the next phrase, and then some filter automation, which you can hear. So that's one part of what then becomes like 3 synths that all merge together to create the overall chord. But so this is the second one, and I think it has the same. Yeah, I think it has the same automation. Yeah. So it also opens up. So together they make this kind of cool harmony. there's a third synth that's doing exactly the same thing here on another note. If I select them all, then you can see the notes that are playing. Then this third synth comes in here in exactly the same way, but in a different part of the stereo field. It comes in on the right, as you'll hear. It'll all open up. Pretty cool. The next thing up is this pad. Pretty sure it's just a bounce down thing from, forget where I bounced it down from, but it's just a kind of a held note with some effects and a bunch of tremolo on it. So it's, I don't think it's automated, I think it just stays like that, yeah. Just creating width in the mix space, and the tremolo keeps it out of the middle, and you know, at 60% depth it's staying more in the edges and out of the way of the center of the mix, which is kind of cool. If you've got these ongoing sounds, it's kind of good to get them out of the way of the center where all the main things hang, so it's not interfering. It crosses over, but it doesn't spend too long in any area. So that one is that. I've got the main chords on a sine synth. The sampler, I think I literally used the default the default sine wave in the sampler, with a bit of I think with a bit of modulation, a bit of pitch modulation just naturally coming in, and then that's playing the same notes as the synths up here are playing. And then I've got the octave up, panned way out to the left here, but helps build it out. And then I guess you should hear all those things together. Let's drop in the vocals. So let's hear just the vocals. There's harmonies, and then there's the main leads. You can see that, let's zoom in here. In the chaos, I feel alive. In the chaos, I'm gonna lose my mind. So I've got the main one, which is getting some tuning from Isotope, and then it's going through JJP. Vocals, the DS is cranked, the compressor's cranked, the magic's pretty high up there. There's a big difference if I solo it with and without. In the chaos. This is without. In the chaos. It's crazy. It's a very quick way to get clean sounding vocals. Then I've just got these backing left and rights here. Just tracking basically for fullness in the mix. That's what one sounds like. I don't think these ones are tuned, because it creates, a nice little bit of, bad singing on my part in the background. Creates a nice little bit of automatic chorus detune effect. And it doesn't sound flat when you combine all three.
In the chaos.
Yeah, it's cool. And then I've just got the same line being sung an octave down, I think, but not pitched, just me singing it an octave down.
In the chaos.
So all of that together sounds like that.
In the chaos.
And then on the actual channel itself, I've got some Pro Q.
In the chaos.
Kind of controlling that low end, bringing the second harmonics up, and then bringing the sibilances and the S's and stuff, and the breath a little bit up here.
In the chaos.
And they're all dynamic EQs, so they're like reactive rather than permanent. So they don't suppress all of it. They suppress, just the like here. It allows low end to come through. It's just it reacts to it. Dynamic EQ is just better. Harmonies added here. Oh god, that's got some. So, not much really there. Just, again, bit of processing, JJP, they've both got send to realm and send to delay. And one's pan left, one's right. And so the combined effect of all of those together is this, all the vocals, all the harmonies. Oops.
In the chaos. I feel alive in the chaos.
Here's with the chorus.
I'm gonna lose my mind in the chaos. I feel alive in the chaos. I'm gonna lose my mind in the chaos.
So then I've got these just two little extra harmonies here that come at in the breakdown. Not harmonies, just high notes. And I've got the real version, and then I've got a pitched down version, which is the same. I've just put it actually up. Oh no, I've changed the pitch, not the pitch, but the timbre of that second one, so they can sort of sound thicker. One's to the right, and one's hard to the right, and one's left. And this has also got a bunch of EQ to take out the high end. It's just for the note to like make it feel more thick together. And so in the breakdown, that sounds like this. And then the only other thing really here is this section here where I've got some build-ups, and then I've got the sort of echo, because I'm gonna lose my mind, and then it carries on in this echoey way. So I've got a few things going on this one. At least I thought I did. Yeah, I do. So this one is just the same thing, down an octave, but I'm moving the timbre wheel around, so it has this kind of cool effect. And then at the same time, I'm increasing the send. Oh, which actually, no, I've turned off the send, so it's not doing anything, that second one. So that's just part of the build up, and lay it in with this little uplifter, which doesn't really do much, but it's just like a big whoosh, which I use a lot. So all those ones together kind of create the build up. And then I've just added these snares here. So yeah, the only other thing I've done, they all mix to different groups, obviously, and then the whole master channel, all those groups then go down to this master channel, which I'll show you. I did this in the last video, but it's the same every time. But I will show you so you can see the difference. And these are the five things I use. So I will turn them all off. So that's without anything. That's with the SSL compressor added. SSL compressor on the mastering preset here. And tweaked again, playing with the makeup. And hopefully never above 4, yeah, between 2 and 4 dB compression. And then into the fab filter. And I'm pushing it a little bit, but mostly again I'm catching those big snare punches that are breaking through. I actually don't have oversampling on this one. So I think it sounded better. Sometimes it sounds better, sometimes it doesn't. And then from there I go, I believe, which order did I do it this time? Yeah, actually go into the inflator before ozone this time. So the inflator. That's off. That's on. Just does a lot. And then again the curve just to 10 north, because that's more about fatness and volume enhancement. And so just a little, I still like the other qualities, but yeah, 10 up, around 10 up is where I find myself like really liking the balance of fatness versus other stuff. So the next thing is the isotope. Again, not doing too much. And then the final amount that's being done is being done by this AOM invisible limiter. No oversampling, just another dB, but it really pops. That's without all the mastering. And then I'm going to turn them all on. Oh yeah, and there's this little in the background from the very first verse. Oh yeah, I didn't show the verse. So this is obviously the intro. Nothing special about these leads, just The same treatment, JJP vocals, and then the overall bus, I've got the EQ, I've got the solid bus. Doing a bit of group compression for these three, the backing. These are just the same kind of tracking left and rights, untuned. And then de-essing the whole group. You can see it activating here. Yeah, just catching all the really hard S's. Oh, did it die? Oh, I think my camera died. So yeah, I'll see. That's everything though. I hope you learned something, and I will see you on the next one.